Welcome back. We're going to recap the 5 things that you can do in your internal dimension in order to escape the narcissist. Know yourself well. Talk about the negatives of yourself to them and to others. Set a time limit for them to depart your life. I didn't cover that one before. You must give them a time. If you don't give them a time, they don't move. And you must be willing to act. Set boundaries and do not share your whole life with them, neither past nor plans. Do not share your intimate life with them. Don't share your family stories with them. Don't believe they have helped you or rescued you. When they realize that you are becoming empowered, they start manipulating your weaker moments when they were there for you. Look at things in the grand vision. Have you given enough of your life cycle to this person? Have you given enough energy? Have you given enough resources? If you have given more than you've gotten, it's time to kick them to the curb. Build a relationship with friends that are not their friends, friends that they cannot ask questions from, friends that they can't influence. Do not give them that much power in your inner life. Do not give them that much power in your extended life. If you want to help them from a distance. Sometimes we do love from a distance. It's how we stay healthy. So ask yourself these questions. Do you care about that person more than they show that they care about you? Who invests more? Answer the question, think about the person, and ask yourself, who does most of the investing in an adult relationship? If you're doing most of the investing, something's not right. It's not a partnership. It's not even a friendship, because a friendship is still a partnership, even when one person is carrying the other for a while. Because it's reversed eventually, where the one you carried carries you back. But if you've got a 15-year span and 10 out of those 15 years you're doing all the work, that's your first red flag. Stay in reality, not in your hopes. Hope is something taught and emphasized by monotheistic religions. It exists in all religions, but monotheistic religions have a great way of teaching hope. They tell you to look forward to the future. They tell you not to think about the past. Well, I'm a scientist and I'm telling you, you need to think about the past. The past affects the present. The laws of cause and effect are always in play. They are in play in the real world and in the invisible world. Chemistry is real. Cause and effect fall into place in the law of chemistry and physics, because one action affects another. So the reality is, don't look at the end only. You need to look at the beginning. If you look at the end only, you're looking at hope. So stay in reality with me. Measure the beginning and see where it's going and live in the present. Set a timeline for them to depart. Keep it in your head and keep track of it. Set boundaries and do not share your life with them. Not even the details of your experiences. If you want to share something, keep it vague, keep it simple, keep it moving. Don't believe they have helped you. Don't believe their life stories. Don't believe anything that can't be tested and watched. Everything and every act of generosity is about sabotaging you. Yes, because sabotaging you keeps you dependent on them. It keeps the codependency. A narcissist cannot exist without a codependent relationship. The devil needs people. Secretly, for their survival, they need to sabotage you. They need to be in good with you. If they're not in good with you, how will they suck you of your life energy? How will they take your resources? How will they take your knowledge? How will they access the gifts that you have to benefit their own lives without working as hard? Now, it's okay to help someone with a little knowledge, a little resources, but they've got to be willing to put the work in. Remember, in the New Testament, there's a story about the master. When the master leaves the servant, what does he do? He gives one 3 talents, one 2 talent, and one 1 talent. The miserable little 1 talent man, what does he do? He's filled with so much fear and paranoia over life. He buries the 1 talent. And he turns around and he blames the master. But the master, being filled with wisdom, says, well, if you knew that I was such a hard master, why didn't you work harder? Why didn't you work? He turns it back on him because The servant who got an opportunity is busy blaming the person who gave them an opportunity to get on their feet and saying, I didn't do any work because I knew how you were. The other two didn't complain. It's not that they weren't frustrated. It's not that they didn't have their own challenges. But they realized an opportunity is what it is. It was still a form of love to open a door to an opportunity. The master left the 3 talents and the 2 talents. And they used it. And they said, here it is. I've multiplied it. And in the end, a faithful relationship will give you your portion and will take their portion. An unfaithful relationship is always grumbling. That's the key. If this person's always grumbling in the end about what they lost, you have a problem. You have a problem person in your path. Don't bring them into your future. Thank you for listening on Empirical Evidence. In the next talk, I will recap the basics of the inner life of the narcissist, if that's something you want to know. And I'll then talk about if you can't escape them, how do you manage them if you need to live or work with them, and why you personally need to develop a very flexible mind. When you have to deal with a narcissist, the world can't be black and white. You gotta be able to think quick, be fast, be flexible, and think in many dimensions. You have to be faster than them. I'll give you 19 management techniques on how to live and work with them. And then we'll close the series and move on to the next one. Thanks for watching.